Ladies and gentlemen, brothers, welcome to Sugar Land Masonic Lodge number 41 for our, what I believe is 103rd installation of officers. Before beginning any great or laudable undertaking, let's invoke the aid of deity. Please rise. Right Worshipful Cockrock, will you please give our invocation?
Please bow your heads. Most graciously, Heavenly Father, thank you for this time as friends, as Masons, as brothers, and pillars of our society. We ask for your divine providence, your discernment, and your wisdom to guide Past Master Burnt and Past Master Choate as they lead these festivities this evening. We thank you for these great men that will be installed today to lead this lodge forward, and we ask for your continued blessings as we celebrate your creation. In your name we pray. Amen.
Please remain standing as Fort Bend Commandery number 74 presents the colors.
Standing guard, forward, march. By the left leg, march. Standing guard, call. Right, face. Ladies, gentlemen, my brother-in-law, we direct your attention to the flag of our beloved country. It is always displayed in the east of every Masonic lodge, where it is accorded the position of highest honor. It is a constant inspiration to every citizen of this country. It demands unswerving loyalty and wholehearted devotion to the principles of which it is the glorious representative. It is the majestic symbol of freedom under constitutional government. Beneath its protecting folds, liberty, equality, and fraternity have become the heritage of every citizen, while the oppressed of many nations have found peace and happiness in the land over which it floats. The flags of mighty empires have come and gone, but the stars and stripes remain. Alone of all flags, it expresses the sovereignty of the people, which endures while all else passes away. Speaking with their voice, it has the sanctity of revelation. He who lives under it and is loyal to it is loyal to truth and justice everywhere. So long as it flies, government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Stand your guard. Post the colors in the east. Sir Knights carry swords about face. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Sir Knights of Fort Bend Commandery number 74. We thank you for the privilege of coming here and showing you a little bit of what we do for Masonry around Texas. To my far left, we have Past Commander Joe Johnson. To my immediate left, Sir Knight Junior Warden Jason Vance. And I am Ever Pino, Past Commander of Fort Bend Commandery number 74. Sir Knights, dismissed.
Sugar Land Lodge. As Robert Cockcroft said, my name is David Burns. I have the honor and privilege of being an installing officer for this evening. I am a very proud past master of this lodge and serve as its current secretary. Joining me today is very soon to be past master Chris Choate, who is for the next few minutes the current Worshipful Master of Sugar Land Lodge, and will be serving as our treasurer starting very, very soon. With that, Brother Marshall, you will call the roll of officers.
Robert Adam Rodgers. Matthew David Woodard. Oscar Manuel Ochoa. Thad Madison Olive. Lamberto Dela Cruz Ortega, Jr. Michael Vaughn Tunnel, past master. John Michael Threadgill, past master. And Everett Joseph Hino, past master.
Brother Marshall, you will present the officers to be installed.
Officers to be installed, please rise. Worshipful Master, I present the officers, elective and appointive, of Sugar Land Lodge number 1141 for installation. I believe that each of them is well qualified to discharge the duties of their office, and each has signified their willingness to accept thereof. I therefore ask that they be duly and constitutionally installed in their respective offices.
Brother Marshall, you will present the Worshipful Master elect for installation. The remaining officers may be seated. Worshipful Sir and Brother, I take pleasure in installing you into this honorable office with the usual ceremonies. But previous to being invested with the insignia of your office, it is necessary that you should signify your assent to those ancient charges and regulations which point out the duty of a master of a lodge. You agree to be a good man and true, and strictly to obey the moral law. You agree to be a peaceable citizen and cheerfully to conform to the laws of the country in which you reside. You promise not to be concerned in plots and conspiracies against the government, but patiently to submit to the decisions of the Supreme Legislature. You agree to pay a proper respect to the civil magistrate, to work diligently, live credibly, and act honorably by all men. You agree to hold in veneration the original rulers and patrons of the Order of Masonry, and their regular successors, supreme and subordinate, according to their stations, and to submit to the awards and resolutions of your brethren, when convened, in every case consistent with the constitutions of the order. You agree to avoid private picks and quarrels, and to guard against intemperance and excess. You agree to be cautious in carriage and behavior, courteous to your brethren, and faithful to your lodge. You promise to respect genuine brethren, and to discountenance impostors, and all dissenters, from the original plan of Masonry. You agree to promote the general good of society, to cultivate the social virtues, and to propagate the knowledge of the art. You promise to pay homage to the Grand Master for the time being, and to his officers when duly installed, and strictly to conform to every edict of the Grand Lodge, or General Assembly of Masons, that is not subversive to the principles and groundwork of Masonry. You admit that it is not in the power of any man or body of men to make innovations in the body of Masonry. You promise a regular attendance on the committees and communications of the Grand Lodge, on receiving proper notice, and to pay attention to all the duties of Masonry on convenient occasions. You admit that no new lodge shall be formed without permission of the Grand Lodge, and that no countenance be given to any irregular lodge, or to any person clandestinely initiated therein, being contrary to the ancient charges of the order. You admit that no person can be regularly made a Mason in, or admitted a member of any regular lodge without previous notice and due inquiry into his character. You agree that no visitors shall be received into your lodge without due examination and producing proper vouchers of their having been initiated in a regular lodge. These are the regulations of free and accepted Masons. Do you submit to these charges and promise to support these regulations as masters have done in all ages before you?
I do.
Brother Rodgers, in consequence of your cheerful conformity to the charges and regulations of the order, you are now to be installed master of this lodge, in full confidence of your care, skill, and capacity to govern the same. Brother Marshall, you will invest the worshipful master with the insignia of his office, which is the square. The various implements of the profession are emblematical of our conduct in life, and upon this occasion are carefully enumerated. The holy writings, that great light in Masonry will guide you to all truth. It will direct your path to the temple of happiness and point out to you the whole duty of man. The square teaches us to regulate our actions by rule and line, and to harmonize our conduct by the principles of morality and virtue. The compasses teach us to limit our desires in every station, that, rising to eminence by merit, we may live respected and die regretted. The rule directs that we shall punctually observe our duty, press forward in the path of virtue, and, neither inclining to the right nor to the left, in all our actions have eternity in view. The line teaches us the criterion of moral rectitude, to avoid dissimulation in conversation and action, and to direct our steps to the path which leads to immortality. The Book of Constitutions you are to search at all times. Cause it to be read in your lodge, that none may pretend to ignorance of the excellent precepts it enjoins. You now receive in charge the charter, by the authority of which this lodge is held. You are carefully to preserve and duly transmit it to your successor in office. Lastly, you receive in charge the bylaws of your lodge, which you are to see carefully and punctually execute. Brother Marshall, you will seat the worshipful master and present the senior warden-elect for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the senior warden with the insignia of his office, which is the lever. Brother Woodard, the level demonstrates that we are descended from the same stock, partake of the same nature, and share the same hope. And though distinctions among men are necessary to preserve subordination, yet no eminence of station should make us forget that we are brethren. For he who is placed on the lowest spoke of fortune's wheel may be entitled to our regard, because a time will come when the wisest knows not how soon, when all distinction, but that of goodness, shall cease, and death, the grand leveler of human greatness, reduces us to the same state. Your regular attendance on our stated meetings is essentially necessary. In the absence of the master, you are to govern this lodge. In his presence, you are to assist him in the government of it. I firmly rely on your knowledge of masonry and attachment to the lodge for the faithful discharge of the duties of this important trust. Look well to the west. Brother Marshal, you will seat the senior warden and present the junior warden elect for installation. Brother Marshal, you will invest the junior warden with the insignia of his office, which is the plum. Brother Ochoa, the plum admonishes us to walk uprightly in our several stations, to hold the scale of justice in equal poise, to observe the just medium between intemperance and pleasure, and to make our passions and prejudices coincide with the line of our duty. To you is committed the superintendence of the craft during the hours of refreshment. It is therefore indispensably necessary that you should not only be temperate and discreet in the indulgence of your own inclinations, but carefully observe that none of the craft be suffered to convert the means of refreshment into intemperance and excess. Brother Marshal, you will seat the junior warden and present the senior and junior deacons for installation. Brother Marshal, you will invest the deacons with the badges of their offices, which are the square and compasses. Brothers Olive and Ortega, it is your province to attend on the master and wardens, and to act as their proxies in the active duties of the lodge, such as the reception of candidates into the different degrees of masonry, the introduction and accommodation of visitors, and the immediate practice of our rites. The square and compasses, as badges of your office, I entrust to your care, not doubting your vigilance and attention. Brother Marshal, you will seat the deacons in their respective places and present the marshal and master of ceremonies for installation. Brother Marshal, you will invest the marshal and master of ceremonies with the insignias of their offices, which are the crossed batons and crossed swords. Tunnel and Threadgill. It is your duty to assist the senior deacon in preparing candidates for initiation and to see that the needs of the candidate are provided, such as the candidate information program, ritualistic instruction, Masonic education, and information concerning the customs and usages of Masonry. Brother Marshal, you will seat the Marshal and Master of Ceremonies in their respective places and present the title for installation. Brother Marshal, you will invest the Tyler with the insignia of his office, which is the sword. Master Heinrich, I present you with the implement of your office. As the sword is placed in the hands of the Tyler, to enable him effectually to guard against the approach of cowards and eavesdroppers, and permit none to pass except those who are duly qualified. So it should admonish us to set a guard over our thoughts, a watch at our lips, post a sentinel over our actions, thereby preventing the approach of every unworthy thought and deed, thus preserving conscience void of offense towards God and man. Brother Marshal, you will seat the Tyler in his place and present the Worshipful Master for the charge. Worshipful Sir and Brother, to your care is committed the charter of this lodge and the government of the brethren who compose the same and are within the jurisdiction of said lodge. You cannot be insensible of the obligations which devolve on you as their head, nor of your responsibility for the faithful discharge of the important duties annexed to said station. The honor, reputation, and usefulness of your lodge will materially depend on the skill and assiduity with which you manage its concerns, while the happiness of its members will be generally promoted in proportion to the zeal and ability with which you propagate the genuine principles of our institution. For a pattern of imitation, consider the great luminary of nature, which, rising in the east, regularly diffuses light and luster to all within its circle. In like manner, it is your province to spread and communicate light and instruction to the brethren of your lodge, forcibly impress upon them the dignity and high importance of Masonry, and seriously admonish them never to disgrace it. Charge them to practice out of the lodge those duties which they have been taught in it, and by amiable, discreet, and virtuous conduct, to convince mankind of the goodness of the institution, so that when a person is said to be a member of it, the world may know that he is one to whom a burdened heart may pour out its sorrows, to whom distress may prefer its suit, whose hand is guided by justice, and whose heart is expanded by benevolence. In short, by a diligent observance of the bylaws of your lodge, the Constitution of Masonry, and above all, the Holy Scriptures, which are given as a rule and guide to your faith, you will be enabled to equip yourself with honor and reputation, and lay up a crown of rejoicing, which shall continue when time shall be no more. Brother Marshal, you will seat the Worshipful Master in the east and present the wardens for the charge. acquainted with the principles of Masonry to warrant any distrust that you will be found wanting in the discharge of your respective duties. Suffice it to say that you have been praiseworthy, what you have seen praiseworthy in others, you should carefully imitate, and what in them may have appeared defective, you should in yourselves amend. You should be examples of good order and regularity, for it is only by a due regard to the laws in your own conduct that you can expect obedience to them from others. You are to assist the master in the discharge of his trust, diffusing light and imparting knowledge to all whom he shall place under your care. In the absence of the master, you will succeed to higher duties. Your requirements must, therefore, be such as the craft may never suffer for the want of proper instruction. From the spirit which you have hitherto evinced, I entertain no doubt that your future conduct will be such as to merit the applause of your brethren and the testimony of a good conscience. Brother Marshal, you will seat the wardens in their respective stations. The members of this lodge will please rise. Brethren, such is the nature of our Constitution that some must of necessity rule and teach, while others must of course learn to submit and obey. Humility in both is an essential duty. The officers who are elected and appointed to govern your lodge are sufficiently conversant with the rules of propriety and the laws of Masonic order, to avoid exceeding the powers with which they are entrusted, and you are of too generous disposition to envy their preferment. I therefore trust that you will have but one aim, and that will be to try to please each other and unite in the grand design of being happy and communicating happiness. Finally, my brethren, as the business of this lodge has been conducted in peace and harmony, so may it long continue. May you and your associates long enjoy every satisfaction and delight which disinterested friendship can afford. May kindness and brotherly affection distinguish your conduct as men and as Masons. Within your peaceful walls, may your children's children celebrate with joy and gratitude the annual recurrence of this auspicious solemnity. And may the tenets of our profession be transmitted through your lodge, pure and unimpaired from generation to generation. Brother Marshal, you will proclaim the installation. The audience will please rise.
In the name and by the authority of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas, I proclaim the officers of Sugarland Lodge number 1141, ancient, free, and accepted Masons, duly and constitutionally installed.
Congratulations. Worshipful Master, before I turn the east back over to you, I do believe that you're missing a few items that are required. You have somebody to present those items to you? Oh, okay, you should get the other one out, but let's go with the first item.
All right. Now it's right here. I can get to it easily.
Worshipful Master, maybe the trustees.
You may.
Worshipful Master, Mother and I are very proud to present to you the clothing that's required by the Worshipful Master to be completely clothed as his hat. It still fits.
Yeah, it still fits.
Worshipful Master, now that you are fully clothed, I turn the east over to you. Congratulations. Hold it up here.
Seat, everyone. It's not a very powerful gavel, but it was given to me by past master Gavin Sweeney. When I served in his officer corps, he gave each one of us this, and I wanted to make my first rap be with that. I want to thank you, everyone, for being here. It's a great honor. I do have notes, so I know I'm following the right way. I want to thank Past Master Burnt for being the installing officer, and Junior Past Master Choate for being installing marshal. Right Worshipful Cockcroft for doing the prayers. You always present great prayers, and I felt it would be so appropriate here. I want to thank all the officers for willing to serve this year. I've got some plans here. I'm going to kind of talk about them. But I think first we're going to introduce our families, and I'm going to start with my family. They're all over here. You already met my mother and father, Barbara and Robert Rodgers. He's past master 2 times at Centerville Lodge. I don't remember the number, but it's up north.
1291.
1291. My son, William Rodgers. My wife, Linda Rodgers. My grandson, Jeremy Guzman. My daughter-in-law, Vanessa Carmona. My other son, Simon Guzman's over here on camera. My niece, Haley Flowers. My great niece, Rylan. My other niece, Sunny Flowers. And I think that's all my family that's here today. All right. Brother Senior Warden, would you like to introduce your family?
Yes, Worshipful Master. Worshipful Master, I'm honored to have the foundation of my family here with us today. My beautiful wife, Andy Woodard, my oldest son, past Master Counselor, Imperial Chapter Order of Dean Lake, and the next entered apprentice here at Sugar Land Lodge 1141, Ethan Woodard. Also with us is my middle son and past Master Counselor of Imperial Chapter Order of Dean Lake, Stephen Woodard, and my youngest son, Brady Woodard. Thank you, Worshipful Master.
Thank you, Senior Warden. Brother Junior Warden, you have family and friends to say.
Yes, sir, Worshipful Master. Today, I'm joined by my mother, Virginia Garcia, my girlfriend, Megan Allen, my nephews, Thomas and Nathan Barnett, my Aunt Lisa, my Aunt Terry, my Uncle Tom, my cousin Monica, her husband, Jason, and my best friends, Ryan Heathcock and Charles Andrews. Thank you, Worshipful Master.
Brother Senior Deacon, do you have any family? So right now, your friends?
Worshipful Master, I'm all by myself today, but I have y'all.
Brother Junior Deacon. Do you have any family and friends to?
Yes, I do, Worshipful Master. I would like to introduce to you my very beautiful wife, Lorena she is very supportive to me since day one of my Masonic journey. And also our dear brother from Spring Lodge, he is the incoming Worshipful Master of Spring Lodge, and I believe his installation will be on the 1st of July. And his brother Mark Hinosa, they drove that far just to be with us today. Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming, brother. Let's see, we'll move to Marshall.
Worshipful Master, thank you. Worshipful Master, wardens and brethren and guests, I'd like to introduce my beautiful wife Samantha Tone and my son Aaron Tone, that are both here with me for this installation.
Brother Master of Ceremonies. Do you have any family and friends to introduce?
Thank you, Worshipful Master. I do have one family member and my youngest family member here with me today, my son Zachary.
Brother Tyler. Do you have any family or friends?
Worshipful Master Ward's brother, much like our brother Senior Deacon, I'm here by myself this evening, but I do have all of y'all here with me as well. So thank you for coming.
I don't know, we've already introduced our dignitary, Right Worshipful Cockcroft. Do we have any other dignitaries here that I've missed?
Worshipful Master, Right Worshipful Sir, wardens, brethren, honored guests. I spoke a little earlier with our District Deputy Grand Master, Masonic District number 108. He wanted to express his greetings to you and his congratulations. He apologized that he could not be here this evening, but I thought I would go ahead and pass that word on to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah, there's, what, 3 other lodges in the district having their installation?
5.
5?
Six.
But I mean at this time.
Oh.
Or I mean other, yes, correct.
I think Waller and Hempstead are doing theirs at the same time.
I believe so.
So, and he's a member up there, so that's probably why he's in attendance up there. But thank you for the greetings. I know we have a lot of past masters in the audience here. If I could have, if you're a past master, doesn't have to be at this lodge, starting on my left.
I am still David Byrne. I have the honor of being a past master of Sugarland Lodge number 1141.
I'm Michael Tunnell. I'm the past master of Sugarland Masonic Lodge, 2015-2016.
I'm Robert Rodgers, Centerville Lodge, 1291, past master twice.
Gary Kraswicki, past master of Bel Air Lodge, number 1336.
Chris Choate, Junior Past Master, Sugarland Lodge number 1141.
Randy Whitaker, past master, Sugarland Lodge, 2013-2014.
Eric Bean, past master, Morton Lodge number 72, 2122.
John Garnett, past master of Crescent Lodge number 407, North Little Rock, Arkansas.
I am still Everett Hido, the 99th past master of Sugarland Lodge in 2019-2020.
I am Michael Tregill, past master of Sugarland Lodge 1141, 2017-2018.
Carl Garris, past master, Cherrydale 42, Arlington, Virginia, 2007.
Cody Cockcroft, past master of Morton Lodge 72 and Rosenberg Lodge number 881.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. I'll go ahead and seat you. For those of you who are not familiar with Masonry, it's many years of experience here that I'm having to follow from this lodge and friends from other lodges, from Morton, and even Arkansas, which is a little bit of a ways, but
I think he's got Virginia.
yeah, he's got the miles.
You got
on
the
him.
traveling gavel.
So, I have at this point, any presentations we need to make, Brother Secretary?
Worshipful Master, with your permission, I'll ask Junior Past Master Choate to approach these. Past Master Choke. I know you've been waiting for that.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on an absolutely fantastic year. This lodge has a few gifts for you. First, your framed Past Master certificate, thanking you and acknowledging your service to this lodge during the 22-23 Masonic Year. We have your official Past Master's jewel, newly engraved. There you go. We have your Past Master's apron, which I have not taken out of the wrapper because I figured I would leave that to you because it's a really cool feeling. And I know you would like to put this on. So I would like to do so.
It's like Christmas time.
They do wrap them very well, yes. Hopefully they spelled your name right on the inside flap. Take your other one off. Just put it out well.
If y'all haven't seen these aprons, they're absolutely beautiful. But they just started giving these out a couple of years ago at Green Live, so, but, what an honor. Wash them while I get
Yeah, unfortunately, for this year, we won't get to wear it much in lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be a brief period of time that I actually get to wear this because I will be installed here as treasurer, I guess, here in a few weeks, and I won't be able to wear it anymore, so. Wonderful.
Lastly, your officers got together and purchased you a leather Masonic Bible with your name and your lodge and year engraved on it. And if you would like, we will all sign the
Absolutely.
inside
Please.
when we get a chance to do that. Brother, congratulations on an absolutely fantastic year. It was an honor serving as your secretary.
Absolutely, so. I think one of the things that's important in moving out of the east is to make sure that the lodge is in good hands moving forward. And we have a wonderful worshipful master that's coming in, who's spent many years coming through the line. From a legacy standpoint, he has a very special situation. Not everybody has the family history related to Masonry, and I know that this was something very important to you, so I congratulate you on that. But Sugarland Lodge is a great lodge, one of the top lodges in Texas. There's close to Right Worshipful Cockcroft, 750 or 750 lodges in the state of Texas. And last year, Sugarland Lodge was, not my year, but the year before was named one of the top 5 in the state of Texas. And so that's something I know we're all very proud of. So, but sir, I gladly leave things in your hands, and I look forward to continuing to serve you in this lodge in this coming year. Thank you.
Are there any other presentations? I don't think we had any scheduled. We'll kind of go into a few remarks. I want to thank the officers of Sugarland Lodge, 1,141. The way it should be said, correct?
No end.
1,141. No end, okay. for deeming me worthy enough to serve this year as Worshipful Master and electing me to this office. My Masonic career began as a DMLA back in the 70s. And some of you know and some of you don't know. The Bible on the altar is the Bible my parents presented to me when I was installed as Master Counselor on January 13th, 1980. So that was the Bible I was installed with back then, and I felt it'd be appropriate to use it again. And probably will use it throughout the year for different meetings and such, because it means a lot to me. My plan for this year is to build on the successes that this lodge has had over the years. If you look out in the lobby, we have Vanguard awards going way back. There's a few certificates missing. They're probably somewhere in the files. As we go through, we will find them. I want to continue building on the successes that Past Master Choate has done and the past masters before him. We'll continue to work with the Exchange Club, with the Christmas gift exchange, the spaghetti cook-off, or should it be called a chili cook-off? We'll continue to work at the Fort Bend County Fair. We had a rather short notice to participate this last year, and I think we had pretty good, and this year hopefully we'll have more advanced notice. I will reach out to Past Master Davis on that and give more details. We're going to continue to provide the Thanksgiving meals to the women's shelter and our needy widows. Past Master Tunnel has agreed to continue leading that project. We fed, 65 people at the shelter last year?
Yes, sir. Worshipful Master 65 is the max capacity for that shelter.
And they're always at maximum capacity at that shelter. And it's something we've been doing more than 20 years.
For the shelter specifically, I want to say probably about 10. And then before that, it was just the Masonic widows we had in the area, and that was back before I got here.
That was back, Past Master Duke Warder was doing on that. We're going to continue to do the scholarships to worthy seniors in Fort Bend ISD, the teacher honorariums, and the Honesty Integrity Program. We're not going to stop those things. I'm wanting the lodge to begin to be a little more involved in a few more activities in the community, getting us more visible, by participating in the Sugarland Fall Festival and the Sugarland Spring Arts and Kite Festival. These are two family-oriented activities. I believe they're held at Memorial Park over there on the river when it's not flooded. And we're going to try and do that, have a booth and information, and make it a family day where we can bring out the family and have fun with the activities there. We're going to participate in the National Night Out, which is in early October. We're going to have our open house at this facility. We have a community right next door. We've been here since 1970. In fact, this lodge was here before the neighborhood was here. If you ever see some of the old plans for the city, this was to be Main Street. All the way down. And for some reason, everything got changed. So, we'll do National Night Out, get to know a few of the people around here, and have our open house on the same day. I want us to have a veterans recognition to recognize the veterans of this lodge. We have not done that before. I'm wanting to do that in November, and that's going to be a senior warden function in addition to the past masters. Shouldn't be too hard to just plan a meal for that. I want to reinstitute our first responder recognition, doing that in the spring. That kind of fell by the wayside when we became inactive during COVID. To recognize our police, firefighters, emergency management people, and let them know that we're here for them. We'll continue to participate in the Fantastic Teeth program, which Past Master Threadgill has been heading up. How many kids did we do this last year?
Worshipful Master, I couldn't pretend to tell you the exact number, but a lot.
Several hundred?
Over 500. Yeah, something like
Over 500. For those you don't know, Fantastic Teeth program is where we get dental information, education and a toothbrush and toothpaste, a little kit to needy it's first graders, is it not?
Yes.
First graders. And I think we did, what, 4 schools this year?
Yes, we did.
Which is quite a bit. But what I want to add is that we're going to try and institute the Take Time to Read program, which is done through the Grand Lodge and through, I believe, the Scottish Rite or Masonic Services. And that will be tasked to the junior ward. Because it's our first year, we're going to start with 1 school. I was thinking probably the one down the street here, close by. We actually know somebody down there who we can talk to. Teacher honorarium person. She can probably guide us to who we need to do that. It's an excellent program to encourage elementary school children to read more. It's a 30-day program, and they get recognitions and awards for increasing their reading. I want to continue to, have our past masters night and our awards. I know we have one brother coming up with a 65-year award in the spring. Now, think about it, 65 years ago, he was initiated into the craft. He's still with us. I want us to continue being active in the Masters, Wardens, and Secretaries Association of District 108. I currently serve as chaplain in that, and I encourage the warden secretary. It's open to any member of the lodge. You don't have to be an officer to attend the meetings. And there's always good educations. I know sometimes we've done Briscoe workshops, balloting procedures. There's always good information at those, and I encourage the brothers to attend those. I think we're hosting it, I forget which day, I have it on my calendar. But we will be hosting one of those meetings. It rotates through the district. I want us to continue going to the grand annual communication. I would really like to see, the main officers, the wardens, myself, and all the other officers appointed, and members if they want to attend that. I enjoy going to Grand Lodge. This year, if things get boring, I can't step out. I'm going to have to sit there and hold the clicker. I don't get to go, oh, gee, I don't need to listen to this. Let me go have some fun. But it's interesting to see how the laws and rules and regulations evolve and become part of what is Masonry today. I want us to continue being active in attending the Grand Master, the observances, the Grand Master's conferences. And I want us to continue to contribute to the growth of Sugarland Lodge. Right now we have 5 entered apprentice Masons. We have a couple sitting there tonight, Renzo and Ed. I've been working with them. We need to get these young men, through their memory work so they can move on and become active members of the lodge. I want us to also look at our fundraising activities. We've got a couple that Brother Tyler has been working on, helping our building fund, which unfortunately when I was Tyler, our roof got replaced. And I heard earlier today that Jewett Lodge had lost their roof last night in the storm. And it's a beautiful lodge, built, it's probably close to 100 years old, and so, I'll keep the lodge updated on what they're doing and what help they might need. If we can provide any assistance, we will. I've visited it several times. It's a beautiful old lodge, and it's a shame to hear, the storms have hit a lot of the areas hard. And so, we've got the thing for the building fund, which is naming rights of the seats, and the board out there, and certain dollar amounts for that. I want us to also have some fundraising activities. We haven't said exactly what we're going to do to help replenish our Distress Worthy Brother Fund and some of our other funds that need a little beefing up. I mean, we're not hurting yet, but we need to put some insurance in there. I'm also working on us making an official visit to Prince Hall Lodge that's in Rosenberg. I've reached out to them. I didn't know it was their grand annual communication right now, and that's probably why they haven't responded, because they're up in Fort Worth, Dallas area having their record conference right now. And I believe we continue with the successes of the past. You know, the training that Grand Lodge of Texas, District 108, my predecessors, and the mentoring that they've given us. This lodge will continue, and we'll strive to be a vanguard lodge again. And I think with our succession plan and everything, we will continue that. Again, I thank you for coming. And after we close, I'd like everyone to stay for some photos. We're going to do some photo ops, and so you can take pictures of everybody. And then once we're done with the photos, we need to get everybody out so we can do Masonic business. No further ado. Any other announcements?
Worshipful Master, I am Carl Garris, worthy patron of Sugarland chapter 1107. I'd like to invite the brothers to come to our chapter meetings the second Tuesday of every month. We serve dinner at 6:30. We'd love to have y'all to fellowship with y'all as much as possible. And if y'all need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
Thanks for the picture. And, yes, I am, Cheryl Lebanon. I am worthy matron this year of Sugarland 1107.
First time.
And, first time, yes. And, we just did this last week. And, I would love to, yes, we would love to see you. And, ladies, we would love to have you if you have, questions. All, three of us, they are past worthy matrons, so they know actually much more than I did. And, but we would love to have you. If you want to come talk to us or come visit us, we're here second Tuesdays at 6:30.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Any other announcements? Okay. Well, go ahead and have our benediction, and we'll close it out. All right, Worshipful Master Rob. Everyone can please stand.
Just bow your heads. Be ye all of one mind, live in peace. May the God of love and peace delight to dwell with and bless you. Amen.
So be.
All right, I guess I declare this public installation of officers, the 103rd, closed.